Good morning. Guys, I actually remembered to start my coffee well in advance. And I'm even on time. I think I deserve just a little pat on the back. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm doing great. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Ruby. No, you didn't. You cannot have the coffee, Bubba. You say good morning. Thank you. And say good morning to my adoring fans. It is cold as fuck, but it is not as cold as it was yesterday or the day before. Let's actually check. What is it right now? What do we got going on? Okay, it's barely warmer, but it is warmer. So it's negative 16 Celsius right now, which is something. Which is 3 degrees. It is 3 degrees Fahrenheit. 3 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 16 degrees Celsius. As some of you know, last night and the night before, it was negative 5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the coldest that I have experienced before I moved to South Korea was 11 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the absolute coldest it has ever been in my life where I lived. And that was like a freak of Jesus Christ. Why are Sammy, thank you so much for the resub. Not me getting jump scared by my own voice. It's been a while. It's been a while since that happened. Since I got scared by myself. So many. So heckin' many. Jesus, 28 months. Holy shit. Popping in before Vampire the Masquerade. Thank you so much, Sammy. I appreciate you. I hope you have fun with Vampire the Masquerade. My alerts for some reason, and I even like reset them before streams, the image isn't showing up, but only sometimes. Sometimes it shows up. So I don't know what I need to do to fix that. What is he eating? Oh, he's drinking his water. He's not eating anything. That's fine. Until then, crochet! Did you get a chocobo pattern? Did you get a chocobo pattern? Part of me is like, I should try to crochet again. My aunt crochets like nobody's business. She has carpal tunnel now, so she doesn't do it as much, but like she loves crocheting, and like she used like once a year, like somebody in the family would get a crocheted blanket from her, right? Like she does mostly blankets. And she tried to teach me to crochet when I was young. And I just did not get, I could make a string. I could make you the longest fucking crocheted string you ever did see. But turning that string around, making it into, connecting it to something, could not figure it out. She tried so hard to teach me that. And my brain was just like, no. And now I'm like, maybe I should try again. And part of me is like, I bet you can still only make the string. And then the other part of me is like, bitch, you already have too much shit to do. When are you going to have time to crochet? Also, that's something else to spend money on. I need free hobbies, right? I have too many expensive hobbies. I need free hobbies now. I actually do want to try some new hobbies this year. Just to see if anything sticks, you know? Maybe I'll see if I can get like, maybe I'll get one of, you know, those cute little crochet kits. Sammy, have you done one of those cute little crochet kits? What are they called? I'm literally typing cute little crochet kits into Google. We could have crochet time. I'm doing another dino before that kind of endeavor. That's totally fair. Crochet time sounds. Woobles. Have you done the woobles? Have you seen the woobles? Amigurumi is making the plushes. Amigurumi. Oh, I see. You haven't done one yet? They look so cute. And like it makes me feel like I could do it. Maybe I'll see if I can get just like tentative proposition, Sammy. Tentative proposition. We see if we can both get a wooble. We could do the same one or maybe even different ones. I don't know. And then we try to crochet it together. Crochet time. They're so cute. Hold on, let me show you. They're so cute. Look at this unicorn. Oh, are these the only ones oh no, those are new arrivals. How do I see all of, look at this penguin! That's so fucking cute. Shop now? Here we go. Look at this fucking dinosaur. That'd be so fun, right? I'm sorry. I won't buy these for collab reasons. I won't buy these, but this Voldemort's hilarious. I bet I could make this look like Rory. Oh my god, look at the chicken. They're so cute. One of my students, actually, it's so funny. Sometimes he comes to class and he's like, he crocheted mittens. He's just in class crocheting. And I don't mind, right? Like if they're doing something while I'm teaching, like, you know, to occupy their hands. Like some of my students draw and this guy crochets. I'm like, that's fine. These are so cute. I actually have one class, my second graders. They love drawing. It honestly is a bit of a problem because some of them draw like while I'm teaching and don't pay attention. They're like, right? And I don't mind if they draw while I teach, right? But I need them to still be paying attention, right? Like if I ask them a question, I need them to be able to answer. And if they can't, then it's like, okay, let's pause on the drawing for now. Well, turns out we're going to pause on the drawing forever because one of their parents complained that they draw too much at Academy. And so now drawing is banned from their class. Wild. Absolutely wild. So they cannot draw in their class anymore at all. I actually even, like yesterday, I was like, this one girl finished her work. Like she was done. There was no more work for her to do. And she was like, can I please draw, Miss Brittany? And I was like, yeah. Like what? I'm going to tell this girl she can't draw. She's done all her work. She did it right. She did it well. Yeah, you can draw. These are so fucking cute. It is funny. These like little itsy bitsy ones are adorable. But like they look kind of silly, right? Like you can tell the difference between Poquita Chiquita and the chick, right? Like you can tell. They're both adorable, but the size is funny. I really want to do this tiny baby bee. That's so fucking cute. Oh, this owl is cute. Oh my God, they're so cute, Sammy. Oh my God. Ah, there's a whole family. Birds of a feather. I love this. I like that the dinosaur is crocheting in this one. That's very cute. Okay. I need to stop looking at this or I will actually like buy one right now. But yeah. So again, tentative proposition. Let me see if I can get these shipped to me. And then I think we could. Oh, Sammy. There's an axolotl. It's so cute. Look at this little fucker. Oh my God. Ahem. Add to cart. Hold please. Let's just see. If you buy, basically you buy 2 of them and you get free. They don't ship to Korea. It's only Canada and the United States. God damn it. You can definitely get one and you should. Maybe, listen. I'm going to have it shipped to my parents' house and then pay for them to ship it to me. Maybe. I'm going to be like, Mom. I actually, wait, hold on. I think my mom is sending me a package soon. If she is, let me see how fast this shipping is. I get a basic pattern on Etsy and both do it. Yeah, then I have to buy like the materials. And I don't know where to get that in Korea. I'm going to be honest. I'll have to look into, like, there's not like a Michaels, you know? Maybe is there a Michaels in Korea? I'm not roasting you. You're just wrong and should feel bad. Michael's Craft Store, Korea. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. There's even free ones. I didn't realize there were free ones. That's awesome. This says Dream Depot, but I have never seen. Well, I guess maybe they have like paper crafts because it also says Daiso in here, and I love Daiso, but Daiso does not have yarn. Here, let me specifically crochet hooks, Korea. Maps. Oh, on YouTube and other sites. I see. Let's see. Where is this? A knit. Oh, there's a knit shop. Where is this? Where is that? Where am I on this map? Oh, that's in Seoul. Hold, please. Let me, I don't think this is my area, but it can't be that far from me, right? It might be that far from. Oh, is this my area? It's not my area. Where is this? That's close to me. There's an area at the station? I don't think that's true. Oh no, there's another one way over there? Sorry, I'm like blown away by how many idiots there are. So this is apparently, so this is idiot. So apparently in this building right here, I live over here. And there's an idiot in our building. So I'm like, but that's Korea for you. Rory, what are you barking at? That's Korea for you. There are literally in our building, like as a part of our building, the first floor of our building, there are 4 coffee shops. 4. The first floor of my building. There's Idia. There's one called like Montera. I don't know. It has a French name. Monteris. There's Mammoth, which is a popular. So Idia is a popular Korean chain. Mammoth's a popular Korean chain. And then there's another one on the back, but I don't remember the name of it. They sell very, very Korean. They sell coffee and cigarettes. Your one-stop shop for South Korea. Coffee and cigarettes. So, I will see if I can find... I might see... My mom said she was sending me a package. I might see like when she's planning on sending it and see if I can get a Wooble delivered. Because I kind of really want to do that now. I wonder if Acorn will do it too. Because Acorn also wants to try some new hobbies. We'll see. Did you hear him grumble at me when I hugged him? That's rude. That's very rude. No, I don't want your kisses. You're grumbling at my love. I don't want your kisses. Yeah, mine though. Thank you. I'd say my mom should go there, but she quit smoking recently. Good job, Mom. I'm proud of her. All of South Korea should quit smoking. It's definitely like partially a stress relief thing, right? Like there's a lot of stress in everyday life for many Koreans. I am very lucky that I do not experience the same, obviously, as first of all, a white person living in Korea. I experience different stresses, but I don't experience like the level of stress that they experience. Like culturally, right? Like there's really big like work culture. They're really big at like you don't miss work. Like your job is very important. And it's more of like your job is like a social status, not as your job is like making ends meet, right? It's not the same like job stress. I think that many Americans, Rory, stop looking at my desk. That many Americans face. Like obviously there are Americans who face like their job is very stressful. And then you also have the added on top, like you work 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 jobs and you still can't afford the cost of living. In Korea, it's less the cost of living because it's very affordable to live here. And it's more like the professional expectations. I fear I may have found you a crochet pattern. I'm so scared. Please share it with me. I'm terrified. I'm totally ready. I am absolutely terrified. I am going to go ahead and get my report card ready. It will open. You sent it to me? I'm ready. All right, let's see. Let's see it. Look at him! Wow! He's so cute! Robbie, look at him! Look at the Makoko! Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. I love him. I love him so much. Oh my God. I need it, actually. This is not a want. This is not a want. Okay, let me figure out. I wonder, hold on. Can I get yarn on coupon? I bet I can, actually. I bet I can order yarn on coupon. Hold on. First, crochet hooks. Crochet. What kind of crochet hook do I need? Are they different? Oh, there's a whole bunch here. 9 crochet hooks for 10,000 won. Oh, look, this is a little, that's too much. I'm not paying that much for a little. I'm like, this is a little set. Just kidding. There's sizes of hooks. Does it matter? Oh my God. Sammy, that's a lot. There's sizes. Oh, look, this is a cute little set. See, this comes with, let's look at this. How about this? How about this, Sammy? What do you think? This comes with a lot of sizes, right? This comes with a lot of sizes. And these little thingies, which I've seen people use, but I don't know what they do. I don't know what that is either. I don't know what that is either. Comes with a cute little case. Look at that person crocheting. It says the hooks I'd recommended in yarn in the details. Oh, it does. Okay, good. Look at that. Wow. I see. Yarn. What is Himalaya baby dolphin yarn? One hook at a dream right now. I believe in you. 4 to 5 millimeter. Is there 4 to 5 millimeter? Oh, this isn't the one I was looking at. This is actually a different one. Look at these little plastic needles. Isn't that fun? Oh, this is the first one I was looking at. This one's slightly more, but it comes with more. Surely there's a 4.5 in here. Yeah, there is. That green one. I do like. That's so cool. Here we go. Adding that to my faves. Brand probably or stuff they use. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Okay. What is chenille yarn? No refunds are given for digital purchases. Obviously. The hooks are stitch markers. Ah, yes. I love Stitch. A great Disney character. Just kidding. Oh, this is real fat. I don't think Korea understands what I'm searching for. Because I am getting the chunkiest yarn that you ever did see. Look at this. Look at how fat this yarn is. This is less yarn, less chunky. This is cute. How much yarn does one need? I think I should just type in green yarn, right? Green yarn. Here we go. It is like, look at how fucking fat this yarn is. That's crazy. This is a great color. I like this color. It's not quite the color date. Maybe you're trying to figure that out too. Yeah. Listen, we've got some options here. That's what matters, right? How do am I logged into my Etsy? I am. Hold on, let me add this to my favorites. Thank you, Sammy. Listen, if I develop a problem, I want you to know it's your fault. Obviously, I already have a problem with cocoa seed wise. But if I develop a new problem, it's your fault. I just want you to remember that. Oh, why did my color not change? Hello? I changed the color of my pen, please. Let me know if you do get it. I can make one too, or make you one. Thanks. Appreciate you. Sammy, while you're here, before you leave, I don't know when your Vampire the Masquerade starts. what should our course name be for Final Fantasy? Sorry, Mom, hold off on the package. You should add, you should be receiving a green friend in the mail tab. But like, actually. Like, hold please. I know it's going to take a week or two to get here. Oh, just wait. Just wait. I want to do something ridiculous, right? Like, what is Final Fantasy known for? Lost Ark was easy for me, right? Demon Daddies. I knew that right off the bat. And, like, you start pretty early with the sexy demons in Lost Ark, right? Like, Carmine's there. You see Armin in his demon Delane self, right? Although Armin doesn't really do it for me. I'm sure he does it for others. Siren, to be precise. I feel like with Final Fantasy, I didn't get quite far enough into the story to really... I guess I could just do chocobos, right? We could just do chocobos. Fantasy, not final. You're right. Hi. You're so cute. He's like, mother, please. Isn't he the cutest? We're just, listen, I'm just gonna be a basic ass bitch, all right? Chocobos. It shouldn't be one though, right? Because it's not entry level. We're gonna do one anyway. 114. There we go. Chocobo training. Intro to chocobos. And then I almost typed Square Enix, but I will actually just type Square Enix. Now here's my question. So, Final Fantasy 14, I believe originally launched in 2010. I don't want him to fist me. Oh my god. Genshin Impact? I'm not gonna lie, I read that quote and I assumed it was from Overwatch because of Doomfist. It apparently was not. I think, didn't the initial Final Fantasy 14 come out in 2010 and then they blew up the world and then the new version, like A Realm Reborn, what I actually played came out 2014. So my question is, first of all, let's look that up. Okay, 2010. Okay, so yes. Wow, look at me go. Me remembering the lore. Good job, me. Streaming on time. Remember to make my coffee before I started stream. It's incredible. So, my question is, what should we put for the year? Should I put 2010? Or should we put, and I guess, oh, okay. PlayStation, that's interesting. Windows and PlayStation 3 platforms 2013, and then PlayStation 4 2014. Okay. And then this says there's a okay. So 2013. So should I put 2010 or 2013? I'm leaning towards 2013 because that's the version I played, right? Like I never played the 2010 version. I did, but I don't remember anything about it because I didn't like it, so I stopped. Because that was when I was a WoW girly and I was like, new MMO, except I didn't know they were called MMOs back then. I was like, new game, let's try it out. And I was like, wow, this sucks, and so I didn't ever play it again. We're gonna put 2013. If you think I should do differently, you let me know. So here's the plan. I am going to try my best. Let me go full screen for this. So you know that I'm being serious. I am going to try my absolute best to be completely, not completely because that's not physically possible, to be as humanly possible, as unbiased as I can. Because listen, y'all, I've not hidden the fact that this was not my favorite game, right? But it not being my favorite game does not decide whether or not it's beginner friendly or mental health friendly, right? That does not have a stake in the game. There are aspects which I've talked about on stream and we will continue to talk about today that will affect, like, things that I experience that will affect the grade, right? Like, when we get to straightforward mechanics, it's not going to do hot. I'm going to be honest with you. And I will explain it and I will walk through it, right? But, like, I'm not going to give it a bad grade for low community toxicity just because I didn't like the game, right? Like, that's not going to happen. So, I don't want to say that. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I possibly can. If you do not agree with a grade, if you do not think that it is fair and you think that I am being biased, you think that I am judging it too harshly, I think you should tell me and we can discuss it. So, without further ado, let's get to grading. I am going to let Rory down. He wants down. And we're going to get to grading. So, first off, if you don't know what's going on here, let me drink some coffee. Okay, now, if you don't know what's going on here, I am playing a variety of MMOs and grading them based on how beginner friendly they are and how mental health friendly they are. So we have our report card. We have our report card here with our courses, with our classes, basically. So we have our course, Intro to Chocobos, 114, and we have our classes. You know what? I've decided I actually am going to make it 1014. All right? I'm going to make it 1014 because 10, I don't know. That just seems better. I gotta go. Good luck with grading. I'd go with 2013. Perfect. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you say. I hope it lives up to your expectations, Sammy, and I hope you don't hate me afterwards. So, here's what we're doing. We are taking a look at the character builder. So, how customizable is the character? What options are there? Is there a lot of variety and diversity options when making your character? And is it easy to use? All right. We'll be looking at accessibility options. So does it have easily accessibility options? And also, does it let you know that they are there? I am actually going to open the game so we can discuss some of these. Oh, and I need to hold, please. Let's go back here. Let's go over here. And people might not like this, but I'm gonna go into Final Fantasy 14. No, I'll stay at just chatting. I lied. Cancel. Because I am technically just chatting, right? So let me open the game. Let me open Final Fantasy because we will be taking a look at some things. I don't want to go into the character builder. Can I go into the character builder without making a new character? I don't want to go through the process of making a new character just to see the character builder again, but I might have to. We'll see. We shall see. I swear to God, if there's an update, if there's a patch, I might scream. So I have now total played 40 hours of Final Fantasy 14. That's total. And this is my third time that since the first time I tried playing like this version, right? A Realm Reborn. This is my third time attempting a Realm Reborn. This is the furthest that I've made it. And this is the time that I enjoyed it the most. Look at how cute my fucking dog is. This is the time that I've enjoyed it the most. And so I think that does say a lot, and I'll talk about some of that. And that actually has inspired me to make another video regarding Final Fantasy 14. So we'll see how that goes. Can I edit? This feature allows you to save backups of your client and character configuration. So no, I might just be able to go into, let's see what new character. Okay. Okay, so we can, okay, perfect. Here. That's great. That's what we want. Where is my report card? Jesus Christ. Okay. Let me start over. I don't need game capture. So we have I can't hear myself over the Final Fantasy music. So we have our character builder, which again, we're going to take a look at how easy it is to use, what options there are, if there are diverse options to choose from. We're going to take a look at accessibility options. So are there accessibility options in the game in the first place? What are they? Does the game make them obvious, and are they easy to find and change? Low community toxicity. So this one, a lot of people, I think, get confused by it. So I am grading this based on the first 20 hours of the game only. What has been my experience with this in-game community in the first 20 hours only. All right? We're not talking about in-game content. We're not talking about people in like late game dungeons, late game raids, etc. We are only talking about my experience in this first 20 hours, okay? Straightforward mechanics. So how easy is it to play this game, like basically straight out the box, right? If I load up this game, I make a brand new character, I am dropped into this game, how easy is it to play? Are there a lot of controls that I need to know? Are there a lot of hotkeys? Like, what buttons do I need to press? How many buttons? How often? Like, does it tell me? Is it forthcoming with how to play the game? And is the UI helpful in playing the game? Low stakes consequences. So, if I die in world, what happens? Do I have to restart? Do I revive right where I am? Do I revive somewhere else? And also, if I die in a dungeon, do I lose things? Again, is it permadeath? Do I die forever? Do I have to start a new character? Do I get to start the dungeon over? Do I start from exactly where I left off, etc.? Maintains interest. So is it fun to play, right? Is it a fun game to play? Is the story interesting and captivating? Low grindability. In these first 20 hours, again, I'm talking about these first 20 hours, okay? In these first 20 hours, am I having to do dungeons and events over and over and over again to get gear that will help me proceed with the game, right? So we're not talking about late game, oh, I want this set, right? We're not talking about that right now. We are only talking about the grindability in the early game as a beginner. Is the difficulty manageable? Are there options to make it easier, harder? Can people help me? Like, how difficult is the game to play? And then the soundtrack. Is the soundtrack good? Is it consistent? Let's see. And then there's extra credit. So each game, if it gets it, each game will have its own extra credit. And I will grade it based on that extra credit. Not every game will get extra credit. Some of them are not going to get it. I'll go ahead and say that right now. So some games, like just like in school, not everybody gets extra credit. There's our grading scale. You have your typical A, B, C, D, F, right? Absolutely awesome to fucking awful. And then we have our top grade, special just for us, is Glow's grades. This is something that, like, I think they did an awesome job with this. This is the best of the best. All right? Like, they did it perfectly, no notes. Why am I qualified to do this? Because I said so. I've been playing games for a long time. I started focusing on the mental health aspects of games back in 2019. 2019? 2020. One of those. 4 or 5 years ago. And I am an English teacher in South Korea. And so I'm good at grading people without making them feel bad. Sometimes I make them feel bad. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. And so, without further ado, let's hop into the character builder. I do want to actually look at it, right? So while I'm talking about this, I want to actually look at parts of the game to explain what I mean. So character builder, we have a couple of different races, right? And you have 2 genders. So you can be a man, you can be a woman. This is a gripe that I have in most games. Is the men are always like freakishly larger, right? This guy versus this. So I played an Aura in this Aura, whatever. Little lizard person, little dragon person in this game. This is the man. This is the woman. That's interesting. And then we also have good old Hrothgar. You need Shadowbringers to choose this. You can only be a man. You can only be male. So that's interesting. And I'm sure there's some apparently like lore driven reason. I can't even stay on it to point to it. Females number staggeringly few among their population. So they're staggeringly few, but I can't even choose it. So they exist. There are female people. Anyway, let's go ahead and just choose the Aura because that's what I ended up going with. There's the 2 different types, right? So you can be the light or the dark. Okay. I ended up going dark. And then there are a ton of customizations when you're actually in the character builder. So you can change your height. Obviously I cannot make her as drastically tall as the male was. Bust size is an interesting one, but it's a customization that I think is needed. People have different bust size, right? Sorry. You have the different tails, which is fun. Not a ton of options here. You can change the length of your tail. But again, not a ton of options here. And this is where it really gets kind of sad. There's a long list here, right? There's a long list. But within this list, not a ton of customization. Okay. Lots of skin colors, which I do appreciate. There's a good variety of skin colors and a good like types of undertones, right? I ended up going like a blue-gray. This honestly looks kind of like my character, right? Because you can't change much about them. Hairstyles, you're pretty typical RPG hairstyles, I think. There are no what I would consider like POC or black hairstyles, right? These are all very like thin, smooth textured hairstyles. So this one, you can have locks. That's really it. Which I know, like, obviously, black people, people of color, can have any hairstyle they want. But there are traditional POC or black hairstyles, and I just think we're missing them, you know? Again, lots of hair colors. They do a good job with the colors in this game. I'll say there's lots. You can make your character basically whatever color you want, and you can make your hair whatever color you want. You can make your eyes whatever color you want. Again, not a lot of options here. Limited options. Limited options. Like, why did we have a height slider, but we can't have an eye slider? Why is it only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Large, small. Again, to the colors. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I really enjoy that you can choose to have the limbo ring on both eyes or just one eye or neither eye, right? And then of course, your color. You can change it however you want, right? That's nice. The color options, great. There's so many of them. But when it actually comes to features, here, let me change my hairstyle so you can actually see. When it changes to features that give the character, for lack of a better word, that give the character, like these are, you can only have eyebrows from 2004. These are the 5 nose types. Again, I don't get, so darker light lips, those are the only options, and then the color. I don't get why we have, again, anytime there's color options, you can basically anything you want. And then the voices, I know there's more voices than there are noses. Hello? I don't get why we get a slider for tail length and boobs, but we don't get a slider for eye size. We don't get a slider for nose, like width, nose. I don't even know what to call it where it sticks out, right? Like bridge size. It's lacking, right? Like, and I understand that this game came out in 2014, 2010, 2013. Sorry, I keep saying 2014. 2010, 2013, right? But I think, especially since they continue to introduce new races, I think that they could up the character builder a bit. I'm giving it a C. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's there. There are, like, again, you can choose a lot of skin colors. You can choose a lot of hair colors, eye colors. You have a lot of customization with your eye, but beyond that, there's not. You can't change your body type. There is one body. You can change your height. One body per class. The male and the female ones, I think, are a little sketchy. And then there's just not enough customization. And then in the things that you can customize, I think that we are lacking diverse options, personally. So that's my viewpoint there. We're going to hop into accessibility options. So, yes, we're creating our character. So this is the hour that I ended up playing. Again, she looks basically the same, right? Like she has different hair color. This is the one that I ended up playing. Oh, damn. Oh no, I was like straight in. Got very excited. So, and I spent a long time in the character customization at the beginning. I do count character customization as part of the 20 hours because to me that is part of playing the game. Now I know there are some people who will spend 20 hours in a game just making their character, right? But I think I probably did it in like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes maybe. The hardest part was choosing my name and I just randomized it. So we're going to hop in now and take a look at what our customization options were. Where did I end? Oh, right. We talked to those guys on the bridge, right? So that's where we ended. So I want to talk about accessibility. So when you launch, there's no mention of accessibility. And I will say I have played very few games that actually do something about that actually say something about accessibility or some sort of accessibility option. Lost Ark mentions, like right out the gate, it's like, ayo, there's flashing lights. If you or someone you know, someone around you has seizures, watch out. And Baldur's Gate, which is not an MMO, also has something similar, right? Like, be wary, right? We do not get anything like that with Final Fantasy. And then when you're looking at the options down here, it's like, which one is for accessibility? I'm assuming system configuration. Hey! But let's find out. Freddie, what is up, my friend? How are you doing? We are grading Final Fantasy 14. So, all right. So we have our display settings, sound settings, graphics, mouse, gamepad, themes, other settings. Here we go. Accessibility settings. So it is pretty easy to get to. So it is just like I thought, system configuration. I didn't have to think about it. And accessibility is right down here. Really good. How are you? I'm doing good. It's fucking cold. It is currently, what was it? 3 degrees? 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Negative 16 Celsius. It was colder last night. It was negative 5 Fahrenheit. It got down last night and the night before, negative 5 Fahrenheit. Which is the coldest I've ever experienced in my life. It's rough. It's rough out here. I turned my heated mattress pad off last night because I had it on high, to be fair. I should have just turned it down. That's on me. I turned it on. I turned it off. It was on high. I got too hot. I turned it off. I woke up freezing. And like, I have my heat on, right? But I do turn my heat down when I go to sleep because I have my heated mattress pad. So, some options here that we have for accessibility options. I don't know if you notice, there's 2 of them. There's 2. Enable visual alerts. Oh, that's interesting. I've actually never seen anything like this, and I can't wait to see this. And then enable color filtering. So we have our colorblind things, right? So that's kind of nice. I'm going to apply this. And we're going to go. We're going to go. I want to find something that will attack me. Because I want to see... Oh, I need these anyway. I say as if I'm... That's nice. Okay. So I do quite enjoy... Again, I've never seen anything quite like this. These visual signs. I don't know exactly how helpful they will be. But it's nice to have, right? So like I can see there's a sound for when they attack me, right? And so it lights up when they attack me. There's a sound when I attack them. So it lights up when I attack them. I quite like that. I think this is a really good and really unique accessibility feature. I think that's cool. All right, let's go back into town. I might actually keep that on just because it looks cool. I'm just going back into town so I don't die. Negative 5F is normally normal for me. See that? It's not normal for me. It's 19F at the moment, which is warm. I wish it was 19F. I've never said that before in my life. I wish it was 19F. So let's go. Let's look at these accessibility options again, okay? System configuration, accessibility options. We have 2. So I will say it's not as bad in this game, but I do wish they had something about the flashing lights, right? Especially turning on this visual indicator. I wish there was maybe some kind of warning. And I have already talked about, which people might not think this is an accessibility option or accessibility feature, but I think it is, the lack of voice acting. There is so much dialogue in this game. And in these 20 hours, I think I've read a novel with the amount of dialogue in this game. And I have only done the story quest. I think I did 2 side quests, maybe 3 side quests at the beginning before people were like, hey, yo, you're not going to get far if you do that. So I stopped doing side quests, even though I love a side quest. I've only done the MSQ and the blue quests, which are to unlock things in the game. Blue do, as Sammy says. Except for the leaves, which were awful. Don't do the leaves. And I think I read a novel between all of that dialogue, and most of it, a shocking amount of it, did not have voice acting. And I think that that's an accessibility issue because reading that much text, especially when you're already looking at a computer screen. Oh, my headphones are dying. I was like, what is happening? I don't know if y'all heard that. Can I charge them while I'm using them? Let's find out, guys. If you are reading too much, right? You're already staring at a screen. So that's a no. All right, so I cannot. What is their battery life at? Oh God. Oh yeah, they're at 20%. Except now my game is coming. All right, well, there it goes. Sorry, technical difficulty. Oh, I turned it too far down. If you are staring at a screen, Jesus Christ, staring at a screen for too long, you're already staring at it, and now you have to read, quite frankly, very small text. You cannot change the size of the text, as you saw. That is not an option. Unless that's somewhere else, which it shouldn't be. It should be in, I'm wondering, no, it shouldn't be in HUD, because that should just be these things. Yeah, that's just these things. Right? It's an accessibility issue. Your eyes are going to get tired. It's going to maybe even cause eye strain. There's no option to turn like text read on or off. And I just have an issue with that. I think that that's not very accessible. Personally, I talked about that already. So here's where it's at. Accessibility options. C. It's getting a C for that one too. It's not awful, right? There are accessibility options, right? We have them. They exist in the game. But they are few and far between, and I think they kind of missed the mark there. So just a reminder, could be better, right? Could be better. That is what C is for. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's also not great. It's not good. It could be better. I'm trying to remember the game I was playing. It had so much text and no voice actors. Was it Final Fantasy 14? And there are some games, right? There are some games, like if you're playing like an RPG, like on the Switch, or like a little like visual novel, right? I don't expect those to have voice acting. That's not something I'm expecting. But also usually those games, you can change text size. In my experience, there's some you can't. I'm not going to lie. There's some you can't. But if you're going to have such a drastic amount of text, I think you either need to be able to change the text size or to be able to turn on a text to speech, like a screen reader. There's no option for that in this game. And there is so much text in this game. I have never played an MMO with this much text. And I said it before, and so this is my opinions, right? I've left the grade going into my opinion. If there's going to be so much text, I think that it should be plot relevant, and most of it was not. That was just annoying to me. That is not affecting the grade at all. The grade is affected by the lack of ability to, first of all, the lack of accessibility options. There's two things. There's two accessibility options. You can add the visual representation, which I think is very cool. Very good job on that. And you can make it colorblind. Colorblind colors, right? You can change it for that. Encased is the game you're playing. What is encased? Low community toxicity. Again, before I go into this one, this is the first 20 hours of the game. I have played 20 hours of this game. This is based on my experience in these 20 hours. Okay? I'm not talking about in-game. I'm not talking about late-game dungeons and raids. I'm only talking about my experience in the 20 hours. And for the most part, I will say this has been one of the most positive MMO communities that I have ever been a part of. Okay? I actually want to see what I gave Lost Ark on this, because I am going to base this off of what I got. Where did my mouse go? There it is. I have to see. I think I gave Lost Ark a B for community toxicity. I did. Okay, good. That makes me feel good about what I'm doing here. Because I had to make sure, because quite frankly, Final Fantasy, much better. Much better. Jaren? The Jaren? But just for you. Just for you. Janyu, what's up? How are you guys doing? Freddie says it's about 20 to 35 hours long. The only real voice actor you hear is the narrator, but times he doesn't talk. See, that's wild. 20 hours without a sound. And again, like, I don't think every game needs voice acting, but if you're going to have it, I think you need to have it. And Final Fantasy 14 has it in the most random places, it seems. Jared, I miss you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Me and Acorn were actually just talking about you the other day, and I don't remember why. Ayo! Wing, what's up? Thank you for the air horn. Welcome in. I miss you too. Would you like to travel to South Korea to see us? I don't know if you know that, Jaren. We live in South Korea now. Me and Acorn both moved to, like, not completely independent of each other. But so I had decided to move to South Korea. And then Acorn was like, there's a job. I could probably move to South Korea. And so now we live in South Korea. I want you to know, Jean-Yu and Jaren, I feel you on the I am cold. It is currently 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Last night, it was -5 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm dying. I am struggling. It's been rough. How is life, Jaren? Are you still where I last left you? I don't want to dox you. Send that cold this way. I will. I was bartering for weather in one of my friends' Discords. Y'all see Dylan in here sometimes. I was bartering for weather in Dylan's Discord. Like, what do you want? He's like, I'll send you my Florida weather. Send me Korean fried chicken, bulgogi, and this. I was like, oh, done. Here. I'm not so cold anymore. Temps are fine here. Wife just likes the house colder than I do. So we did. Let me go. We're pausing the report card for a second. Avoiding apartment fires. Very good. Also, one of our favorite stories to tell. I'm so sorry that your trauma is such an interesting story to tell. But so we'd made like a D&D group here with some of our coworkers. We literally had one session and we haven't had one again because it's just so hard to schedule things. But like literally day one, like we were joking around, me and Acorn go, game canceled. And they were like, we busted out laughing and everybody else was just like, what? And we're like, no, wait. It was funny. But yeah, bartering for weather wing. So apparently it's like 70 degrees, like 65, 70 degrees in Florida right now. Meanwhile, -5 over here. I have never in my life experienced -5 degrees. Not even in the freezer in the restaurant where I worked, all right? Everybody knows you get a good freezer cry when you work in a restaurant. I regret that we never picked that back up. Listen, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late. The other day, me, Acorn, actually, this might have been literally last night. I think it was literally, no, not last night. The night before last. It wasn't last night. It was the night before last. Last night was Tuesday night. Monday night, me, Acorn, and Amber were like, Overwatch. And then we were like, pizza party. And then we were like, Overwatch pizza party. And so we ordered pizza and bubble waffles and we ate it in my apartment. And then while still in my apartment, we all played Overwatch together. And there was a purpose for me telling this story. I don't remember what it was. let me read back in. Oh, it was because Jean-Yu mentioned okay, so Acorn and Amber are both much just warmer people than me. I am always cold. I need you to know that I am always cold. If it is 90 degrees outside, I might be cold. If it is under 70 degrees, I am cold. All right? I am. And so they come in here and like Amber was like, it's a sauna. So I have my heat set at, not right now. Right now my heat's set at 21 Celsius. I don't remember what that is in Fahrenheit. But I had it set to 24 Celsius and they were both like, what the fuck? It's like, it's toasty. My hands were still a little cold as they are. Almost forgot time zones were a thing, and I was like, it's just getting into Tuesday night. What do you mean? It is currently 11:35 a.m. on Wednesday. I come from the future. If it's over 70, I'm usually sweating. I think I'm part lizard. I think I am part lizard. I don't sweat. It takes a lot to make me sweat, right? And it's because I am always cold. My body does not need to cool me down because I am already cold, right? I actually sweated in the summer this year. So in Korea, it's hot. It's about the same temperature as where I come from. It is so fucking humid in the summer. I have never experienced humidity like this. And I'm never going to say, oh, I wish it wasn't so humid. Because the last time I did that, I went to Denver. I went to Colorado, where it is dry as fuck. And I was like, I literally got like a nasal spray, just like it's like a saline nasal spray, just because my nose was so dry it was painful. I was putting on chapstick every fucking minute in Denver. And this was in like September. This wasn't like in the winter, right? This is in a time when what I'm used to would be fine. But it is so humid in the summer here that I would sweat just a little bit. I'd get like, so I take a backpack to school and like I take my backpack off and there'd just be a little bit, right? Meanwhile, Acorn, like we step outside and there's beads on their arm. Like on their arm. There's nothing touching their arm, just sweat. 24C is around 74C. Sorry, 75. So that's actually pretty cool for me. I kept my apartment at 78 degrees in America. How's the future going? It's actually pretty good. This week has been, it's fucking Wednesday. This week has been hell. I grew up very near the Colorado. So dry, right, Jaren? I've lived in Kentucky my whole life, so weather goes through all the stages. So that's how I felt about South Carolina too. South Carolina, North Carolina, like people are like, you don't have season. It's like, yes, we do. You just get them in a span of 3 days. Like literally it would be like 80 degrees one day in December. It'd be like 85 degrees. And then the next day it would be below freezing. And then the next day it'd be like 65, right? Like you get all of that within 1 week. And I always thought, like, I've experienced winter. Korea has all 4 seasons. It might not, though, actually. I haven't experienced spring yet. We had, like, it was definitely summer, right? It was hot as fuck. And I like hot as fuck. Hot as fuck is perfect for me. It was awesome. I love Korean summer. Then we had fall when I was like, oh, it's a little chilly. I was like, wow, it got cold fast. And now it's -5 degrees Fahrenheit. What? Are you on US servers in Final Fantasy? I did. Let's not use present tense. My headphones are dying, so I might have to switch. I might have to switch to my earbuds soon. I actually maybe should do that now. I'm worried about how that's gonna fuck up my stream stuff. Let's find out. Where are my headphones? Hold, please. I'm gonna regret this. Probably. I need to charge my headset. I forgot to charge it last night. It goes like days without needing to be charged, but I forgot. Okay, so that's good, but now I don't think y'all can hear anything. Let's see if you can hear things. Yeah, no, you can't. Okay, let's try that. Let me know if you can hear things. Okay. So, are you on US servers in Final Fantasy? I did play on US servers, yes. I did play on US servers. We are grading Final Fantasy. We're in the report card now, grading it based on how beginner friendly and how mental health friendly it is. And I am trying to be as unbiased as I possibly can. To quote The Simpsons, this is sometimes Chicago. Well, sir, we've got ourselves a classic nor'easter meeting a classic sou'easter overnight, except rain turning into freezing rain, turning into sleet, turning into snow, then melting in the summer. In the summer! Look at how tangled these are. What even is spring anymore? I'm so sorry. It sounds just like home. Leave your home. It's awful. Just kidding. Like I love, like 100 degrees in the summer, fine. 90 degrees is like, I'm not even joking. My ideal temperature, if I walk outside, what I want to feel is 90 degrees. 90 degrees is ideal for me. I can feel the warmth on my skin. There's got to be a little bit of humidity in the air, right? I don't want a dry heat. People are like, but it's a dry heat. I don't want that. That's how, so is a fire. I'm not jumping into a fire. Right? That's not what I'm after. I want to jump into a boiling pot of water. Thank you. That, like, you know that story about like you just gradually increase the water temperature, like with the frogs until they die? That's me. I'm the frog. Kill me. Kill me with the hot water. So people are probably staring at me in game like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? So I am grading. My search info has been updated, whatever that means. Final Fantasy 14, based on how beginner and how mental health friendly it is. So we gave it a C for the character builder. We gave it a C for accessibility options. We're now on community toxicity. The Final Fantasy community is, I think, one of the most welcoming and one of the most helpful communities that there is out there. I will say, if I have never played an MMO where people want to help you. Like, people come in here and they're like, I want to help you. People I know, people I don't know, even people in the game. Let me help you, right? And I think that's awesome. The issue that I have, which we talked about this weekend a little bit, is there are some people who also expect you to know how to play the game right off the bat, right? They expect you to know what you're doing. Like, they're like, why didn't you do this? Why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this. And that is, I think, not very conducive to a beginner in a game. And I also think can really fuck with people's mental health, as it did with mine, right? It made me feel bad because I didn't know how to play the game how they want me to play the game, even though the game never told me to do those things, right? And so I am giving it an A. Those experiences were so few and far between. There weren't a lot of, you should be doing this. Why aren't you doing that? Right? There wasn't a lot of that, but it was enough that it doesn't get a G, right? So G is the best of the best. It does it great. If those experiences, again, it was maybe 4 or 5 times. That's not a lot. In 20 hours, 4 or 5 times, it's not a lot. But if those experiences hadn't happened, it would have been great. It would have been awesome. And I still think you can hear. Okay, good. I still think that overall, it's very low community toxicity, especially for beginners. I'll say -10 Fahrenheit is bullshit, but I would miss it. No, I will never miss this. I would like it to be done. We had negative temps in Chicago. I definitely miss it. No, thank you. I do love my little mushroom boy. Thank you, Mysterious, for helping me get my little mushroom boy. I've run into a few real jerks. They're there, but rare. Right, exactly. How do you base that grade? Is it people in Twitch chat? Do you reach out onto Final Fantasy Discords? Oh, good question, Wing. So this is based on primarily my experience, like, not even primarily, actually. This is based on my experience in game. So not Discords at all. This is what happens to me in game. So like if I am in, like if I'm just walking around, is there toxicity in this chat? Are there people like trying to message me? Are people trying to help me? Are there people around to help me? Which right now there's not a ton, right? Because it's what, almost 10 a.m. on almost 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Sorry. And so what I'll say about Final Fantasy is that people would come into Twitch chat and offer help in game. Like AOD came in and helped me in game. Obviously, Sammy, Mysterious, Jenny helped me in game. Like, I didn't know AOD before I started this game, right? I did not know them. But they were very like welcome and like excited to help me. They were like, oh, new player, I want to help, right? Just from seeing me be a beginner in the game. And so that's what I'm basing it off of. Like, they came in through Twitch chat, yes, but then it became an actual in-game experience to help me. So that's why I'm basing that. So they get an A. Again, very, very good. The issues were very few and far between, but they were enough that I think that it does, since it happened, if it had only happened once or twice, I don't think it would have bothered me as much. But since it happened again 4 or 5 times, that's why it gets that. And now we're getting into, again, if you disagree with some grades, tell me why. Maybe we can barter it. You know, you go to your teacher and you're like, excuse me, I think I did better than this. Do that, please. Straightforward mechanics. I play a lot of MMOs. All right. I play a lot of MMOs, and I know that MMOs have a lot going on, right? I know that there's a lot going on. Bar 1, bar 2, 3 and 4? 4? It puts the, I don't even know what this does. What is this? What is this? this is over here, but then also I can have quests over here. I always, tab for some reason is to target something, and then map is this. And then there are hotkeys that I don't know. There is so much going on. You can, I will say, I originally was going to give it a lower score because a lot of people say they just click their hotbars, like to attack. They just click their hotbars, which is crazy to me because I click it. I get so excited. I move shit around just like that. You saw it happen, but you can lock it. And I will say it has that going for it. And it is very clearly a lock button, right? Although it just unlocked itself. So, but it's nice. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. It's very confusing. The chocobos is just right across the screen. The best, you know? It's very confusing. I don't think it makes it very clear how to customize it. Like, look at this. Look at this. What? I don't even know what... What? I hate accidentally dragging icons. Me too. There's a lot of buttons. There's a lot of options, right? And again, I expect that with MMOs, but I think it's a little difficult to do it in Final Fantasy. Drink some water, guys. I forgot my water. Hold, please. It's fine. I did still. Oh my God. It's water time. And also, I just need to zoom out. I need y'all to see Rory for a second. He's so fucking cute. Wow, look at him. What a cutie. What a cutie patootie. Cutest little boy in the whole wide world. So he likes to do this. So I have 2 pillows in the back and then 1 pillow in the front. And he likes to sit like on the back of the front pillow. So he like falls in between all of the pillows. And it's just so cute. It's the cutest fucking thing. I mean, look at him. All right. Water consumed. Drink your water now. Not your soda, not your coffee, not your tea, your water. You're also allowed to have your soda, your coffee, and your tea. But you need water. Jesus. Darren, thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry that my things are weird. My images aren't showing up and I don't know why. Thank you so much. Cut it ad. Screw that. Hell yeah. Appreciate you. By the way, guys, when we reach 25 subs, we're at 6 right now. What are we at right now? 6? I think 6 now with Jaren. Maybe 7. We're at 6. When we reach 25 subs, I will be doing another horror game stream. So, if you would like to torture me. Lemonade is majority made of water. Wait, no! Water! Please? You can also have your lemonade, but also drink water. Okay. Oh, that's Lost Ark. So this was Lost Ark's report card, but we're on Final Fantasy. So straightforward mechanics, they're non-existent. It's not the worst, right? It's not fucking awful, right? It's rough though. Damn, that's rough. I think it's a very difficult and confusing game to play. I play MMOs and I struggled with this game. And everyone was like, oh, just play it with a controller. Just play it with a controller. I'm playing a game on PC and you're telling me to pick up a controller. First of all, I don't have a controller. I'm not buying a controller to play a PC game. And second of all, the game, if people know that it's so confusing that they play on a controller, they should fix it. Fix it, bro. Do something about it. We deserve better. I'll get water after, promise. Okay, resist urge to give 25 subs. Darren, don't do it. Please don't do it. That's clearly on the devs. Fix your shit. Fix it. You want to come say hello, Robbie? Say hello. He says, I am the cutest. Low stakes consequences. So this is, if I die, what happens, right? Like, can I fuck around? Will I find out? What I will say in this game is... So there's no like permadeath, right? There's no permadeath, thank God, because your girl gets distracted. I was talking to you guys the other day, died, didn't even notice. I was like, oh shit, I'm dead. So there's no permadeath, which is good. If you have a friend nearby, if you are playing with someone, they can revive you. There are res options. They can revive you right where you died, right where you stood, pick you right back up. If you are playing solo, if you are not in a party, if you do not have somebody you are playing with, it sends you all the way back to your home aetheryte. I was so far away from that. Not even back to the closest one. Your home one. Whichever one is set as your home. All the way. Other side of the fucking continent. That's frustrating. It's not awful, right? At least I'm not dead. And you can change your home one, right? You can set that. I remember you had to go get your corpse to retrieve loot in original EverQuest, and there was experience loss. Right, so that sucks. And I've experienced that in MMOs, right? And we might experience that in another one. But thank God that did not happen in Final Fantasy. I did revive with all of the gear that I died with. But I was on the other side of the fucking world. And so, for these reasons, again, you can be rezzed by your friend, which is nice. You can revive yourself. You just go back to your home aether. You don't lose any gear. You don't lose any experience. I'm giving it a B. It could be better, but it's still good, right? So again, here's what we're grading off. So this is badass. It's still good, right? You're not losing anything but time. It's not awesome. If I could revive myself where I died, it would be awesome. Or, no, not even. If I could revive myself where I died, it would be great. It would be great. If I could revive at the closest town, the closest aetheryte, that would be awesome. But that is not how it worked. You go all the way back to your home aetheryte. Which was so sad. So, again, a B. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's good. It's a good option. Badass. Maintains interest. This is where we get really into... This is probably the one that's the most personal. All right? I'm trying to do this as unbiased as I can, right? For those of you who don't know, if you haven't been watching, if you haven't been following along with me playing Final Fantasy 14, it was not my favorite. It's not my least favorite by any means. I enjoyed this playthrough much more than any of the... So I've tried to play Final Fantasy 14 2 times before. I did not get far. This is the farthest I've gotten and the most I have enjoyed it. Goodbye, Robbie. But it was not my favorite game. I think that if they fix some of these things that I've already graded, I think it would be more interesting. So a lot of people tell me that you have to get through a Realm Reborn. You have to get through a Realm Reborn in order to enjoy the game, in order to get to the good part. How am I supposed to get through a Realm Reborn when I am bored out of my mind? Like, it was a struggle. I stopped paying attention to the story because it was so boring. The voice acting is lackluster. When there is voice acting, for like 75-80% of the game, there's no voice acting. You go through whole ass cutscenes reading a whole chapter of a book without voice acting, and then it's the most boring, like, oh, we were at war, but now we're at war, but now we're not at war, and then we are. It's the Realm Reborn story was not interesting. Maybe it gets interesting. Maybe I missed something. I literally started just clicking through, not even reading, because most of the time it either was not a good story or it was not plot relevant. The amount of times I was in a visual cutscene with reading and it was not plot relevant was wild. Crazy how often that happened. You were visibly struggling. I was I was having a hard time. And I'm going to do something here that I think is going to piss a lot of people off. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not find this first 20 hours interesting. It did not maintain my interest at all. You guys maintained my interest. My friends who play this game, Sammy, Ben, Loki, y'all maintained my interest. Jenny, y'all kept me going through it. The game did not. If I was not, honestly, if I had not had community members helping me, I probably would not have finished the 20 hours. Have you given an F before? So we've only done Lost Ark. I have not given an F before. Lost Ark, the lowest it did get was a D. And I actually have learned that I should change that because I was incorrect about why I gave that a D. I wholeheartedly agree with that grade. It was rough. And even, listen, again, hot take maybe. Even the combat in this game, I found very boring. I'm just standing there. Huh. You don't have to move until you see those little circles or cones. You don't have to move at all. Moving doesn't help you. Wild to me. I still move because of who I am as a person. I can't just stand still, even in game. Doesn't happen. I did not find this first 20 hours interesting. Maybe it gets interesting later. And maybe we'll play endgame. I don't know that we're doing hot enough to play endgame. Okay, again, if anybody disagrees with the grade, let me know, tell me why, and we can discuss it. Maybe we can adjust slightly. All right? I'm not going to go from like an F to an A, right? That ain't happening. But I can be convinced. If you think it deserves higher than an F there or higher than C, D on the other side, let me know. We can talk about it. It gets intricate later, but the time investment has to be worth it to you, right? And so far, like, I'm legit playing this. I'm like, how did people get through this? How did people find out it gets better? Because I'm struggling. So that's what we are. That's where we are at with maintains interest. As far as low grindability, so basically what this means is, again, these first 20 hours, I played 20 hours of the game. We are only talking from a beginner standpoint and from a mental health standpoint, right? So how bad is it affecting me mentally? And then how much do I have to do? Do I have to grind? Do I have to do events, dungeons, etc. over and over and over again to get the gear that I want? And I'll say no. They do a really good job of this. You get exactly what you need when you need it in early game, right? You get exactly what you need when you need it. If you do the correct quests, like I did the blue quests, I got the glamour, I could get the level gear I wanted and still keep the look of the gear that I wanted. I think they did a really good job with this, and it's very easy to understand and to do. For early game, for a beginner, no grinding necessary at all, right? None at all. Very good. All the people I know who play it agree the start isn't great, so just grading the first 20 hours, even from the people I talk to that love it, it's probably a good grade to anyone who can get that it's strictly for the first 20 hours, right? And that's what I want. I want to make it clear that this is for the first 20 hours, right? I am only grading based on my experience in these first 20 hours. What we're gonna do, I don't know if y'all all know this. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to start streaming a little more frequently. I'm probably gonna try to add like 2 or 3 streams a month where we play the game more because I want to get through games faster, right? So right now it's taking me almost 2 months to play these 20 hours, 10 hours a month. Which even like looking at my calendar, I don't know how that's happening, but whatever. It's taking me about 2 months, maybe like a month and a half to play through these 20 hours. 6 to 8 weeks. And then of course a day to grade. I want to play the games quicker. I want to get through the 20 hours in less time, less weeks, so we can play more. And what we're going to do is we're going to play 5. We're going to grade 5 MMOs based off of these 20 hours. We're going to do a beginner look at 5 of them. And then whichever the top 2 scores we're going to do end game content. We're then going to go in, do the end game content, and grade it based on that. So whichever ones end up with the highest grades, we're going to keep playing. So right now, we've only done Lost Ark. We're doing Final Fantasy right now. Right now, Lost Ark has a B+. So it's the only one we've graded. It's in the number 1 spot right now. Lost Ark has a B+. Again, I have since learned that I actually should change the soundtrack grade. It would probably only get a C, maybe a B. I gave Lost Ark a low soundtrack grade because in my playthrough, there were times where there was no music at all. None. Like complete dead silence for like hours of the game. But there was actually a setting that was turned off in my settings. There is a sound, like I've been playing Lost Ark with soundtrack now and it's beautiful. It's so good. The Lost Ark music is incredible. But why was the setting turned off? I didn't turn it off. I love game music. Like we're listening to ambient Final Fantasy right now. So it probably would have gotten a C. I'm not going to go back and change it though, because these were my first impressions. And that was my first impression, was that there was no music. So that's why I got a D there. Again, grindability in Final Fantasy. What did I give? Oh, B for Lost Ark, because you do actually have to do things over and over again to get gear in Lost Ark. I think they did a great job with the grindability in Final Fantasy. That would drive me crazy. It did drive me crazy, Wing, and I love Lost Ark. You get exactly the gear that you need when you need it. You don't have to do things over and over and over again. Sometimes you do get the same gear. There were cases when I was doing dungeons where it was like, you already have this. And it's like, okay. But I never felt under-leveled, ever. Which brings us into manageable difficulty. There was only one time that I felt like I was not a high enough level in Final Fantasy, and it was very, very early on. And I also was still struggling with the controls. I think if I had had a better grasp of the controls and the mechanics, I think it would have been much easier and I wouldn't have struggled as much. When you are doing, and maybe I just missed it, maybe it's there and I missed it, because again, the mechanics and the HUD of this is so complicated, like so unnecessarily complicated in my opinion, that there are options that I didn't even know were there, right? Because why would I look for those options? The game doesn't tell me about them. There's no like difficulty option when doing things like the story dungeons. So when you start a story dungeon, it just is what it is. There's no normal hard expert. It is just that level. You don't get to choose a level. You can't do a harder level for more like better gear. You can't do an easier level for less gear. You just have the one option. Everybody has the one option. You can do it with the AI, or you can do it with a group of friends, or matchmaking. Just wait for people to join, right? And I wish, what I would like to see and what I consider manageable difficulty is having those tiered options. If you can do easy, normal, hard, expert, whatever. If you have those tiers, stages, because different people enjoy different games differently. And some people might not want like the top gear, right? They just want to get through the dungeon. They want to be done with it. And so I think having those tiered options would be a good would be good. So I'm going to see it gets a C here. It could be better, right? There could be better difficulty options. And again, maybe those exist later in the game. I don't know. But from my experience, what I experienced playing this game was it didn't exist. There were not difficulty options. I'm not going to give it a bad, like a fucking awful or damn that's rough, right? Because it was never too hard. It was never too hard. But it also, I didn't get a say in what I was doing. And our soundtrack. Final Fantasy has some of the best game music, I think, in the industry. They have the money to pay composers and to pay orchestras and to have really great music. But sometimes when playing Final Fantasy 14, the music just stops. You'll be walking around. I did it last time. Let's see if I can have it happen this time. So we have our music in the background, right? It's there. You start walking around. It's supposed to loop, damn. Where'd it go? Like, there's still the ambient noise, right? Which is great. I love ambient noise. Where did the music go? This happens so often. I'm just walking around, and then all of a sudden, my sound is gone. And I thought there was something wrong. So then you get into a battle, right? The music starts back up. That's great. That's great. The music is back. When did my health get so low? How did my health get so low? I was standing still. Oh, this is a level 45. That's why. Hello. I'm a baby compared to this. We're not going to fight that. But so we have music, right? We have battle music, which is good. I like that there's different battle music. And then, of course, my favorite. So long as you are on your chocobo. Listen, I need one more goblin thug. We're going to get this one. So long as you are on your chocobo, you will have music, right? You have the chocobo music. And I do think that that's good. That is consistent. And continuous. But if you are not on your chocobo, which you're... Again, I just got a fucking chocobo, guys. I just got it. For over 15 of these 20 hours, I've been walking around in silence half the time. Maybe not half the time. A quarter of the time. Like, if I didn't have my chocobo here, that would have been completely silent. Right? And that's crazy to me in a Final Fantasy game. I don't know why I didn't mean to come to full screen. But here we are. That is crazy to me in a Final Fantasy game. I'm going to leave it on my chocobo. We're actually just going to listen to the chocobo theme from now on. If I was not on my chocobo, if I wasn't on my chocobo right now, we're in the town, we would have the town music, right? It stops for a second and then it picks right back up, which is perfect. But when you're wandering around, just walking through the forest, the music just stops. And that's absolutely insane to me. When you have the music, it's great when you have it, right? It's badass music. Of course, it's Final Fantasy. You have that good music. But it just cuts out randomly. That's why I'm giving it a B. Right? Like, if it didn't cut out, it would get a G, right? It's great music. It's great. But the fact that it cuts out randomly and so frequently, that really brings it down. That brings it down 2 grade levels for me. Like, the music's so good, right? When you have the music, it's so good. It's so high quality. It's well composed. It fits with what you're doing, right? Like, it fits the atmosphere, but then it just stops. Why? Why, Final Fantasy? I don't understand. All right. Our final one. Do we think that Final Fantasy deserves some extra credit? What do you guys think? This is where we're at. Do we think that they deserve extra credit? Not sure what goes on in that decision not to loop the music. I know. It's crazy. For the first 20 hours? No. You've honestly never noticed it? Oh my god. Jaren, like, I literally, like, one day I'm playing and I just stop and I go, where the fuck did the music go? Like, I'm so in tuned to... That's why soundtrack's one of the greats, right? Because it's such an important part of a game to me. And, like, I think it helps with, like, like the escapism and the immersion of the game is to hear that. Like, I want to hear the sounds of the game. And in a Final Fantasy, I think the sounds of the game include the music, right? Okay, I think I need to get off my chocobo now. It's kind of freaking out. The music is... in a Final Fantasy, like, I want that music. And it even gives me that music. Most of the time. Like, this music right here is good. It's nice music. Like, it's good. Like, oh, I'm in the town, walking around. So good. It sounds beautiful. And then I'll start walking in a forest and it's silent. Just crickets and frogs. I'll notice how good the music is before I get into the game. Yeah. It's really important to me. So Wing says no extra credit for the first 20 hours. Does anybody else have an opinion? What do we think? It's okay if you don't have an opinion. I'm just wondering what everybody else thinks before I tell you what I think. So, I do think that it deserves some extra credit. Final Fantasy has a system in place. Didn't really get to watch your first 20 hours, but for my own, I agree with no extra credit. Wow, okay. I'm giving it extra credit. Y'all might be shocked. I am giving it extra credit. Because, so, Final Fantasy has a system in place. I have never seen anything quite like this in any game, but specifically in an MMO. And I think it's awesome. I think it helps contribute to the low community toxicity. And I think it helps contribute to the why so many people keep playing the game. I don't know for sure, right? I don't have this personal experience, but I think it does help contribute to why so many people play the game. And I'm actually struggling with which grade to give it here. The mentor system in Final Fantasy, I think, is so unique and so positive. I think that's a really cool thing that I didn't even know existed in this game until I started playing this playthrough. There are mentors, so people who play this game a lot, right? People who are very good and very skilled and experienced at the game. And they are designated in the game. Like, you can see them by little icons. So I have a little Sprout, right? I'm new to the game. There's nobody around, so I can't look at them, unfortunately. I wish Ben was here, because he has one. As you play through the game, you, I don't know, evolve your little Sprout. Evolve, like, here's a little Sprout. Your Sprout evolves. So they call new people Sprouts. And then as you get better and better and play more, you can become a mentor. I honestly forgot that was a thing. I never interacted with that system. And that's totally fair. That's totally fair. That's actually part of why I am struggling with which grade to give it. That's pretty cool. I didn't know about the mentor thing. Right. So they have this built-in mentor system where if you play the game and you have a mentor, they can help you with, like, that's basically like a person there to help you. And it's not like the game doesn't give it to you, right? Like, you don't log on and it's like, here's your mentor. Like, you do have to encounter these people. And like I said, I didn't even know it was a thing at first. It's not something the game tells you about, but it is something that's there. And I wish Final Fantasy did a better job about telling people about the features in their games. So, like, again, a lot of the times, so the reason we didn't get a G for low community toxicity is people coming in and saying, why aren't you doing this? Why didn't you do this? Why don't you do this? Instead of being like, hey, there's this feature, right? They ask me why I'm not doing something because the game doesn't tell me. This game has a lot of great features that you have to search for, including this mentor system. Theoretically, they volunteered to help newer or lower players, right? But there are a lot of people who do it for the loot rewards. Exactly, right? So people can, like, cheat the system, I guess, quote unquote. or they actually use it to be good. And in my experience, most of people are using it to be good, to be helpful. And I have never seen... What the fuck was that? Maybe this person. I have never seen a system like that in a game, and I think it's great. But because of these reasons, so like people, the game not telling you about it, right? The game's not like, find a mentor. Here's some mentors on your site, whatever, you know? And then also, there like people can use it in a negative way. I'm going to give it an A. I still think it's a great system. I think it's really unique, and I think it's really cool that they have that. I think it's a really cool system, and I want them to talk about it more. I want the game to tell me about it. I want the game to be like, hey, there's a mentor in your area. Would you like to connect? Right? Like, why can't it do that? So this is where we're at. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave some comments. So first of all, character builder, we need more diverse options and more sliders. I don't know if y'all were here to hear me complain about the lack of sliders. So there's I can change my height and my tail length with the slider, but I can't change my jaw shape with the slider. I can't change my body type with the slider. You can't even change your body type whatsoever. So you need more diverse options and more sliders for the character building. So many mechanics and controls. It's wild. I'm going to put this on. I am going to specify here that this is, whoops, in the character builder. Manageable difficulty. No difficulty options for dungeons. Music randomly cuts out when walking. That one really bothers me the most. And then the extra credit. Okay. This is what we got. This is where we're at. These are my comments. These are our grades. So we're gonna do our final grading here. We're done. This is Final Fantasy's report card. Let me go ahead and let's do a quick save. And then we'll save over it when we're done. Because we need to calculate our final grade, right? I don't need a calculator this big. Here we go. So, text boxes, and no voices. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Wing. Hold, please. Let me... Which one was that? I think I complained about that under accessibility. Because that's mainly a... Okay. I'm very aggressive about this. All right. You're right. We needed another comment. So F is 1, right? D is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the most points they can get is 6. So we have a C, we have a C, we have an A, we have a D, we have a B, we have an F, we have a G, we have a C, we have a B, we have an A. Superfly! Welcome in. I almost started singing Super Shy. Superfly, Superfly, wait a minute. Anyway, welcome in, my friend. Welcome into our MMO report card. We are grading Final Fantasy XIV. How are you doing? A 36. Which, I don't even need to do this, but we're doing it just to show. A 3.6. which is we'll round it up. A C plus. It passes. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, my friend. How are you? What's going on? How's your day going? A C plus is what we've got here. Can I make this big enough? Whoop. Here's where we're at, my friends. Final. Any designer friends know. Final. C plus, that's not bad. That's not bad. A C plus is not bad. They passed. It passed. That's what matters. What really hurt Final Fantasy here was the story, which is wild to me about a Final Fantasy game. I love Final Fantasy, guys. I love Final Fantasy games. The stories are usually so like interactive. They are so enrapturing. They are so detailed and exciting and just full of drama. And we didn't get any of that. We didn't get any of that in the first 20 hours of this game. Nothing exciting happened. We met Thancred, who I love. I love him. But nothing exciting happened with him. We fought Ifrit, which was honestly one of the most boring boss fights I've ever had in my life. Fighting a demon from hell was not an interest to me. That's crazy, right? I think this game would be better. I think it would maintain my interest more. Honestly, first of all, the voice acting thing, right? The reading, just the story in general. I think if it was turn-based, I'd like it more. Hot take. I think it not being turn-based hurts because they don't utilize the actions of being like a third-person free play. They don't utilize that. There's no like dodging. There's no like getting out of the way, except for when there's those cones or whatever. And I think that is a detriment to the game. C plus. That's where we're at. Honestly, better than I thought it was going to be. What are we doing? My grammar is not good, but I can understand what you were saying. Good job. Proud of you. We are grading. We actually just finished grading Final Fantasy XIV based on how beginner friendly and how mental health friendly it is. So I am playing several MMORPGs in order to give them a grade and decide which are the best for beginners and which are the best for mental health. When we're going to do 5 MMOs, and then we will do 2 in-game content. Trash, what's up? It's not ideal. The story doesn't get good until you get to the expansions. Right. Like, and again, it makes me wonder how anybody got to the expansions. I want to know, like, what am I missing? What did I miss here? How did people get to the expansions? Because I have not been having a good time. I've had so many friends say the story of 14 is so good, but watching it for 20 hours, I'm like, where? Where is it? When does it get good? Most people have told me it's after 50 hours. 55? I have to play this more than twice as long as I already have before it gets good? How did you people dedicate 50 hours to a game you didn't enjoy? That's what I'm mostly confused by. How did people get to the good part? Because I can't see myself doing it. Excuse me. I got it. Understood. Perfect. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well, Superfly. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, if this is your first time, oh, someone's here. Is this one of them? I don't know. Is this hold on. Is this I talked about, is this can I zoom in? Hello? I keep trying to, which again, not a detriment to the game. This is my own dumbass. Hello, I would like to look at you. How do I, here we go. Examine. Are you a mentor? They have a, I don't remember what the symbol looks like. See, they have a different flower. They have a different flower than I do. Are they a mentor? It doesn't tell me, actually. It doesn't even tell me. But they have a flower. The adventurer plate, maybe? No. That's a higher level sprout. Damn it. I don't remember what it looks like. I wish Ben was here, because he has it. I don't remember what it looks like. But anyway, sorry. That was abrupt. Your excuse. Thank you. I burp a lot. If the game is good in 50 hours, then why isn't it good at hour 1? And listen, I know sometimes you have to, like, we're setting up the story, right? You want to set up a story. I don't think it should take over 20 hours to set up the story. 5 or 10. 5 or 10 to set up. They set up the story. Lost Ark, minute 1. You are on that ship. You land somewhere. Maybe not minute 1, but it's in the first hour. Okay, I hate that I keep comparing it to Lost Ark, but that is the only other MMO that we've played for this series so far. You, in Lost Ark, you start up, you get off a boat, you're on an island, you're looking for something, you're there to escort people. Boom! Story. Bam, instantly. You're looking for the Arks. There's a demon also looking for the Arks. He's tricked you. He's pretended to be this priest. He's actually a demon. Help the priest find the Arks. Help the actual priest find the Arks, right? Like, you are in there. Hour 1, you know what you're doing. And in Final Fantasy, that just didn't happen. That just did not happen. I still don't know what we're doing. I still don't know. So they keep talking about the Calamity, which I know is... So the game came out in 2010. It was bad. They revamped it. They literally killed the world, right? Like, there was a mass extinction, basically. They destroyed the world, which I love that. I like that they did that in-game. They weren't just like, oh, whoops, sorry, here's a new one. They made it a part of the lore of the game. They made it a part of the story. And I think that's really cool. And I wish that there was actually more to do with it in what I've played so far. The crowns are mentors. Oh, the crowns are mentors. Why did I think it was also a flower? Oh, well. The crowns are mentors. Thank you, Jaren. I appreciate that. A part of it is it was probably at a time where the only real alternative for that style game was WoW, which also isn't great for story, keeping you interested at the beginning. That's fair. I actually don't even remember the beginning of WoW. On your scale, I'd probably give Final Fantasy XIV a B+ to A, and that's after many more hours. That's interesting. I think based on all of my friends' experience, right? Like, Ben loves this game. Loki loves this game. Sammy loves this game. AOD loves this game. Jenny loves this game. Like, people love this game.
Wow.
Wow. I was like, wait, what? Wink, thank you. Thank you for the 25 bits. Wow. Hell yeah, wow. Oh, that's just a free trial. I was like, Sammy definitely has more than 14 hours in this game. Sammy has 14 hours in the free trial. And then Sammy was like, bet, I love this game. Sammy has 1,100 hours in this game. Over 1,000 hours in this game. Sammy has 1,000 hours in this game. Sammy loves this game. And I don't think Sammy would play a game that was not good. I know, and Sammy and I have very different opinions on our games, right? Sammy is a much more story-driven gamer than I am. But that makes it more shocking to me because the story of this beginning is not good. To me, right? Okay, so the only friends on Steam that I have that play it are Sammy and Loki. Loki has... Oh, that's okay. Sorry. I thought that this said a crazy number. I actually don't even know how to see how many hours he has on this game. I really don't know. How do I? Oh, Loki has almost 1,000 hours. I love that email. That's so good. I've reached the in-game portions of exactly one MMO, so I run into that problem a lot. That's fair. I think Lost Ark is actually the only MMO that I've reached in-game. And I haven't even done in-game in Lost Ark. I do think Lost Ark's the only MMO that I've reached in-game. I maybe got close with WoW way back in the day, but I don't remember. But yeah, that's where we're at. Like, I know my friends love this game, and so I want to know why. When does it get good? Because again, what I've heard most is 50 hours, which is crazy to me. Absolutely insane that people are playing this game for 50 hours when they don't even enjoy it. But yeah, maybe it's like John, you said, that like when they started it, so back 2013, there weren't a lot of MMO options, right? Like not a lot of popular MMO options. And maybe those MMOs don't exist today anymore, the ones that people were playing. A lot of games do take a long time to get into the story, especially MMOs, right? Because it's trying to teach you like how to play the game. But I feel like for the time Final Fantasy took, I feel like it didn't actually teach me how to play the game, right? I feel like I'm still missing that. Y'all taught me how to play the game. Sammy and Ben and Loki and Jenny taught me how to play the game, but I don't think the game did. And so I'm wondering, what did I do in these 20 hours? There was a lot of story. Like, I'm not saying there wasn't story, right? There was story. It just either was irrelevant or not interesting. So like what I've gathered, right? So the calamity happened, the world exploded. Lots of people died. Now we're here. We have our factions of Eorzea. Eorzea is the continent, right? We have Eorzea and these people, the people in it. There's Ul'dah, Limsa Balls. I don't remember what it's called. And Gridania. I'm in Gridania. There's our people, and then there's these Organization 13 motherfuckers. And the Organization 13 motherfuckers are from the Empire? Question mark. I'm in a city, right? Where's the Empire? I don't know. Who's the Empire? Who's leading the Empire? I thought, like, starting the game, I thought that lady in Gridania was like a queen, but apparently she's not. I don't know. I still don't know. I had to head out. Have fun. Thank you for being here, Jared. I appreciate you. Thank you for the resub. Have a good one. Thinking about it, I feel like Final Fantasy 14 expects you to already know how to play this style of MMO. Exactly. It does. So this happens in a lot of games. They expect people to know how to play it already. They're like, oh, you're playing this game? You've played this style of game before. I've talked about this a million times before. The first time I played Destiny, I had never played a shooter before in my life. And they have since changed this. And I think Final Fantasy should look into changing it as well. The first time I played Destiny, like when Destiny first came out, 2014, a couple months after it came out, I had never played a shooter. Not once in my life. I was an RPG girly. RPG MMO girly, right? You have the ghost, Dinklebot at the time. He's like, eyes up, Guardian. And then he leads you and he's like, here's a gun, pick it up. And you pick up the gun and he goes, you know how to use that. It's the usual controls. Or some shit like that. They expected me, the player, to know how to play the game. They were like, oh, this person knows how to play shooters. I did not. I had to stop playing, and you can't pause Destiny. Destiny is a live service game, right? You cannot pause it. I had to Google. I literally put down my controller, Google how to play shooter. What controls? Excuse? Right. I was like, what do you mean? It did not tell you. They have since changed it. Now if you start Destiny 2, right? But they had changed it. When you started Destiny, he taught you how to use the gun. He was like, oh, and like it showed up on screen, like L2, R2, R1, right? It showed up on the screen telling you. That did not happen when that game first came out. That did not happen. And I think Final Fantasy, just like John, you said, I think it has a similar issue. They think you know how to play the game. Oh, you've downloaded an MMO? You know how to play an MMO. But first of all, there's so many types of MMOs these days. There's such a variety. Oh my God, it's already 12:30. There's such a variety. And there's a lot of new people entering the gaming space that maybe haven't gamed before or haven't played an MMO before at all. I know a lot of people whose first MMO is something like Final Fantasy or Lost Ark. And Lost Ark is very different than other MMOs, right? The combat style is very different, but they do a good job of explaining it and even help you. They have the skill recommendations. They're like, oh, here's what you don't want to take the time to figure out what skills you like. This is what we recommend. And I think that Final Fantasy could benefit from that. They need to look at what people are struggling with, which is those fucking hotbars, Jesus Christ. People are using controllers to play a PC game. That's wild. That's insane to me. That a lot of people think it's easier to use a controller, to map a controller, than to play the game how it is out of the box, mouse and keyboard. That's wild. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, this is the most I enjoyed playing this game. I've tried to play Final Fantasy 14 2 times before. I do think doing the research into the class and the cities you start in, which I didn't do that part, but doing the research into the class firsthand, which you have to do on your own. The Final Fantasy website does not give too much detail about the classes. I watched YouTube videos of people playing and explaining the classes. Do the research into the class and it will help you understand it way more. I wish I could play SWTOR. I do not know what that is, Trash. I'm sorry. I hate the website for Final Fantasy 14. The website is god-awful. And then Wing, sorry. Let me get back to this. Didn't you say also, I didn't feel like I accomplished too much in these 20 hours. I got a choco. I just got a chocobo. Star Wars The Old Republic. Sorry. Star Wars The Old Republic. I know what that is. I did not understand. My brain was like, Shadow of War. Nope. I was like, what? Thank you. Star Wars The Old Republic. And it's fine if you want to play it on a controller, right? But like literally everybody telling me just play it on controller, just play it on controller. I don't want to. Now that I have played PC for so long, I got my first PC laptop. I started playing PC games like regularly in 2014. And so if I'm playing a PC game, I want to play a PC game. If I'm playing a game on console, yeah, I'll play with controller. That's fine. I don't mind that. But if I'm playing on PC, I prefer mouse and keyboard. And if that's different for you, again, that's fine. It should have the option to set it for controller. I do think that's an accessibility thing. If there's not an option to use controller, that's an issue there. I really have to pee and I about have to leave for work. So let's look our poll results, guys. Close my eyes so I can see at the same time you guys do. I am shocked. So I just used a randomizer to pick the 3 that we chose for this poll. MapleStory, Destiny 2, and Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 has a cult following, right? I was expecting more votes for that, I'm not gonna lie. So MapleStory won 50% of the votes. Oh, Canada. So MapleStory is, so I was just talking about how there are some MMOs that are very different. MapleStory is a very different style of MMO. I played MapleStory when I was very young, and I have not played it since. It has probably been 15 years since I have played MapleStory. MapleStory is a side-scrolling, like chibi MMO. I loved this game when I was little. I'm interested to see if I still love it. I do want to see how it does for the beginner of mental health. MapleStory is a callback, right? Like, it's been 15 years since I played this game, no lie. It's very different from what we've been playing so far, so I'm interested to see how it does. So that will be our next MMO. That's what we're doing next. Thank you, everybody who voted. I'm sorry, Trash, that Guild Wars 2 didn't win. A lot of people, so I had asked last time if we should, because the random wheel chose Destiny. I asked last time if we should choose my sort of MMOs, and people said yes. So we put Destiny on there because Destiny is not technically classified as an MMORPG, right? It is massively multiplayer, right? Like it has large servers, but it is not classified as an MMORPG technically, but I think it is. And so I put it on the list and people agreed that we should vote for it. And it got the same amount of votes as Guild Wars. But MapleStory is going to be the next one. I don't even really like it. You don't like Guild Wars? Oh, that's funny. Like, I know people who, like, will kill for Guild Wars. They're like, oh, sorry, it's Guild Wars. Sorry, that's Guild Wars raid night. Can't do it, right? Like, people who play Guild Wars love Guild Wars. Like, a lot. They are invested. Which is, I love that for them. That's fantastic. Let me see if anybody's streaming right now. In case you missed it, Final Fantasy got a C+. It is 1 full grade behind Lost Ark right now. So Lost Ark is still in the top. Final Fantasy is 2nd place. That's where we're at right now. Final Fantasy got a C+. And we're moving on to good old-fashioned MapleStory. Let's see who's streaming right now. What have we got going on? I can't believe it's almost 12:45. All right. Do we want... We have 3 options. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll to see who we raid. Boop. So, 3-minute poll, 2-minute poll, 2-minute poll. Come get your votes in real fast. 2-minute poll. What should we raid? Vampire the Masquerade, Tears of the Kingdom, or World of Warcraft? All right, so we have options here. I was really into Guild Wars 2 for a while, but it didn't stick. Interesting. We'll see if we ever play it. We'll see if it ever gets voted. So this is, MapleStory will be the 3rd MMO that we grade. All right, we've got a tie. Oh, we've got 1 winning out. MapleStory is going to be the 3rd one we grade, and so then we'll do 2 more after that. I am hoping to finish MapleStory in 1 month. I am hoping I can stream enough. I do also have some time off at the end of the month, at the very end of the month. So maybe it will be possible to get it done in 1 month. I would love to finish it in 1 month. I think that would be ideal. And then we could grade it. If you're going through the list of MMOs, doesn't that mean Guild Wars would be played eventually? Well, so listen, Wing. Pay attention. This is class. We listen with our ears, Wing. No, I literally have to say, I say we listen with our ears, not with our mouths, to my students all the time. We are playing 5 MMOs to start. We are playing 5 of them. And then we will play the top 2 to the end game. So we are playing the first 20 hours of MMOs. We are playing 100 hours of MMOs to start, right? And then whoever gets the highest scores, the top 2 students in the class, get to graduate and go on to university, where we will do the end game content. We will play maybe the same amount of time. We'll decide that when we get there. Maybe 20 hours of end game content. And then I also, whoever wins, I need to look up technically where end game content starts, right? Because I need to get there in the games. What if the rest of them suck and you have to play more Final Fantasy? Listen, it could happen. It could happen. I don't know. Vampire the Masquerade is our raid poll. So that's what we'll be doing. I'm trying to come at this. Like I said, I am trying to come at this from as unbiased of a point as I can, right? I am trying to judge it. Sometimes it is based on my personal opinions, right? Like I personally do not find Final Fantasy 14 interesting so far, right? These 20 hours, I personally did not find interesting. That could be different for other people. I don't know. But the rest of them, I am trying to be as objective as I can to make the most logical choice and give grades based on that. But it could be different, you know? Who knows? Maybe C+ is the 2nd highest grade. Maybe we're just gonna play Final Fantasy and Lost Ark until we die. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. The video, if you missed some of it, if you want to watch more of it, the video for this report card will be live in a while. Not this week, not next week, the week after that. I'm so sorry. Whoopsie. 3 weeks. Wow, that's a long time. My bad. Scheduling worked out. Maybe I'll do it this weekend, actually. We'll see if I can get it done this weekend. If I get it done, it's already Wednesday. If I get it done in time for this weekend, it'll be this weekend. If not, 3 weeks. There's the raid commands. If you want to pop on over with us, we are going to share the love with, I actually don't know how to say his name. Cryptalis. And our friends playing Vampire the Masquerade. Sammy is playing. I think Amy is playing. Cryptalis, maybe. Yes, Amy is there. Spaz is there. So go say hi to our friends. Have a good time. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We will be starting Maple Story on Sunday night. I'll see you there. Sunday night for me, Sunday morning for you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for not flaming me for giving Final Fantasy a C+. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. Goodbye.